when you have the biggest event in the world, it's kind of only one direction that you can go. When it is the most hype, the most viewed, the most bet, the most money spent, $7 million for 30 seconds. I've got a reason for the commercials and why they suck. We'll get to that later. But when you have the biggest event, the biggest sporting event in the world, sometimes it's too hyped. The game itself, at points not great, then got really great. The halftime show, the commercials, all of it, Super Bowl in the books. What does it mean for the Cleveland Browns? And the Kansas City Chiefs win it again, back-to-back for Patrick Mahomes. There's a take to be had about the Cleveland Browns, and I have something scary I got to say about Patrick Mahomes and what the Browns might have to run through for a long time in the AFC. We got the morning update. We got our typical boost for the Cavs tonight. We'll get to that coming up as well. Time up, our bracket. We got it all on a beautiful Monday on what should be a holiday the day after the Super Bowl. But we're here with you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. We should all be at home. I mean, I would still come in and do the show if it was still a holiday, Ryan. Should the Monday after the Super Bowl, should that not be a holiday?
I think what should happen is just the Super Bowl should get moved to Saturday. And that would solve everything. Because then you don't even have to worry about companies making holidays. You don't have to worry about a day off. Because it's kind of like today is probably, outside of March Madness, the most unproductive day of work probably all year. Because everybody's either hungover, exhausted, or
no work is getting done in Kansas City this week.
That's what I'm saying.
This week, I should say. You know, that's not happening. It's so weird because Super Bowl, I mean, the old adage about the NFL, and I don't even make this religious, although we got a minute religious commercial yesterday. I got to talk about that later. Is that only the NFL could supersede God on a Sunday. Sunday is now their day. And I know there's people out there. Trust me, I'm Catholic. I'm not trying to rile everybody up that. Ash Wednesday is this Wednesday. Get in line up for that. But I'm just saying, like, they keep it on Sunday because they own Sunday. And they want to keep that rolling, which, again, I'm kind of with you. Move it to Saturday. Or keep it on Sunday. It should be a national holiday. But nonetheless, we're here after a big game yesterday. The game itself, so sloppy to start, right? You had fumbles. And, we all had that innate feeling as the second half started. And I sat there watching it, and I go, the 49ers didn't get up enough. I said, if you're going to leave Patrick Mahomes around, he's going to beat you. He is going to come back to beat you. Now, I think for the drama of going to overtime, the drama kicking a field goal, and of course, for my wagers, Ryan, I was sitting there, I was like, all right, if Kansas City just kicks a field goal and then the 49ers go down and win, I can cash here. It didn't go that way, quite how I expected it. But McCaffrey fumbled, Pacheco fumbled. That creates drama. But it really was a bad game. It really was a horrible football game up until the fourth quarter and overtime. And for all of us to sit around for 4 hours late in the evening on the East Coast, getting through the halftime show, which was great, which was fine, it was good, getting through bad commercials, horrible, just atrocious. I've got a reason why the commercials suck. I've got a reason why they suck. I'll tell you that.
I do too.
Oh, they're terrible. Awful. But when I look at it from the game itself, not great. Not great. And in that second half, you felt the inevitability that Patrick Mahomes was going to come back and win that game. I always tie this back to the Browns. And here's my fear, and I've heard some other people have this take this morning as well, is that Mahomes is entering, yes, this Tom Brady level, and people are always going to make that comparison. I think about LeBron. And here's the reason I think of LeBron. Patrick Mahomes is dragging teams and players to championships. Now, LeBron, when he was here in Cleveland, he only won the one, and we're very thankful for the one. But Ryan, I look like the last year when he took Rodney Hood and Jordan Clarkson, and he shrugged these guys to an NBA Finals. Patrick Mahomes beat Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Brandon Ayuk with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He beat them completing passes to Justin Watson. Now, Kelsey made some plays here and there and, picked it up. But Patrick Mahomes himself took a team that was inferior of talent to the San Francisco 49ers and said, we're going to go win a championship right here. That blows my mind. And as a Browns fan, that scares me, right? Are they going to go to the Super Bowl every year? Probably not. But, dude, like, what? How could you count against them? And I've already got Super Bowl updated odds for next year. They're already out. They're ready to go. Of course, the Chiefs are the favorite. And just like last year when they beat Philly, ironically, 1 year ago today, we'll get this timeout coming up, you keep feeling like the wheels are going to fall off. Oh, they can't keep paying this guy this. Or, you know, I saw things yesterday, Ryan, about Mahomes' cap hit, how that's all going to start hitting now for Kansas City. Well, all right, we'll just find some other, I'm going to say scrubs, because that's giving a discredit to some of those guys. Dude, I've said this about the AFC, that of course, when the Browns start to get things lined up, and we believe the Browns are going to be successful for a little run here, I look at the rest of the AFC and I go, oh, geez, man, look at this gauntlet. And now all of a sudden you have a guy at the top that replaces the guy that had the lock on the AFC. I don't want that. I thought when Brady retired, or at least when he went down to Tampa Bay, like, all right, let's loosen this up a little bit here. Let's get a little bit more parity going on here. Nope. Here comes Patrick Mahomes, says, nah, I got this on lock. And you're going to have to beat them. You are going to have to do it. And we had games against them in the playoffs, and you would like to believe that they're not invincible. But, dude, Ryan, watching that game, there is now the mystique about Patrick Mahomes. There is something about him. And I do think the GOAT conversation is a little premature, but he is already ahead. I always say ahead because I guess, you know, Brady came out and won 3 in his first 4 years too. But I got to tell you, I've got this gnawing thing as a Browns fan that I go, I'm afraid.
Well, however you want.
I'm afraid that Patrick Mahomes is not going to let anybody else get to the Super Bowl from the AFC over the next 10 years.
Well, the thing is, whatever way you want to draw it up and look at it is he's 28 years old, and whether you already want to put him past Joe Montana or you still kind of want to put him below, it doesn't really matter because right now his floor is he's going to be the second greatest quarterback of all time. The real question is whether or not he's going to pass Tom Brady, and he, quite frankly, is on the trajectory to do it.
Absolutely. And the thing is, he now believes that he can do it with anybody. That's LeBron. That's a little sprinkle of why I keep making this comparison to LeBron. Because football, obviously, is so different than basketball.
You think he's more LeBron or more Jordan?
I think he's more LeBron. And again, LeBron didn't win that championship in the last year, right? They ran up against that Warriors team still with Durant. Yes, we know they should have gotten a game. I love you, JR, and all that. But you get what I'm saying? Where he's taking like random ass. Now, the year that we won the championship, that was a little even. And I guess, you know, we try to rip apart about the evenness of the 49ers and the Chiefs, and quarterback is the most important position. That's what I was getting. Like basketball, LeBron could say, I'm taking this game over, right? And I'm going to score every point here, and I'm going to do what I need to do. You can't do that in football. You got to complete the passes to somebody. Now, Mahomes on that final drive, what did he do? Started running. The prop bets that we loved, Ryan, were what? Quarterback over rushing, and what did you like on Friday?
Yeah.
Non-quarterback to throw a touchdown.
I didn't know you could actually bet that. I didn't see it anywhere.
I love that. I want to give you credit for that. Well done.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you could actually bet it anywhere.
Looking back on it now, don't you realize the 49ers were like, dude, we got to scheme up some stuff here. And that we should have known at that point.
It's Shanahan, it's Andy Reid. It's two of the most creative minds on offense. Plus, you're in the Super Bowl. You're throwing all your eggs in the basket because nobody's going to look at tape for that for next season, right? Because it's the last thing you're doing.
No, I get it, but it's like knowing how it played out now, that might have been the indicator of the 49ers to say, we might not have this here. Like, we might not have the Kittle didn't even have 3 receptions in that game. It's crazy.
Choke artists.
Well, I mean, then you go everybody's going on Brock Purdy now. He didn't play terrible, but you saw the elevation from Patrick Mahomes. And that's my thing. As a Browns fan, I sit there and I go, dude, great. Just great, you know? And every time I'm going to say count them out, and trust me, they're not going to the Super Bowl for the next 10 years, every year. But don't you feel like they're going to go 5 or 6 out of the next 10 years? Like you feel like they have built this up to be this machine. And it's the same thing compared to Tom Brady. Every time that you thought, all right, that's the end of Brady. That's it. Oh, they lost this player. This defense isn't the same. And I don't, give credit to Kansas City's defense because we knew how good they were. On the Friday report card, we went with KC because they were better and they showed up, made a lot of plays. But it's like every time that you believed Brady was going to falter, he didn't. He didn't. And now I have this fear that we're going to have to do this again. That we're going to have to do this again now with Patrick Mahomes. And again, with the Browns, they weren't ready to go. Okay? It didn't bother me that Tom Brady went to all these Super Bowls because the Browns weren't competing. Okay? We were in a lot of our own trouble. Now we're in this thing, or we're supposed to be in this thing. And you're going to have to face arguably the second greatest juggernaut in the NFL. You want to talk about taking out, the GOAT conversation or the greatest winner of all that fun. I'm talking about the juggernaut rankings. And I will say Tom Brady is very clearly number one, and now it is very clearly Patrick Mahomes. And yeah, you can go back to the 90s when the San Francisco 49ers were on their run or what the Cowboys were doing. I feel like we are entering the second greatest dynasty, right? There's no doubt about it now that the Kansas City Chiefs are a dynasty. And they have started that.
Yeah, they already were.
Dude, they were. Yeah, right. I agree with you. I think they were. And the thing is, what would be your number one reason to believe that Mahomes might start to slip up a little bit, right? The players around him. Dude, he's won 2 straight Super Bowls without Tyreek Hill. People freaked out when they let him go. They won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, Kelsey eventually will retire. I don't know when that'll be. It doesn't sound like anytime soon. And they've put their pieces elsewhere, and they found a good defense, even on an offensive line. That, yeah, they got after Mahomes a little bit, but they just did enough to win. I didn't want to post we're going to post our Twitter question this morning at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow. We're up on Twitter this morning, as always. Stream the show there. We're up on Facebook as well, Instagram, and we stream on Twitch every morning at Matt Fontana Show. So drop us a follow all across the platforms and get all the content that you need. We're going to post our Twitter question this morning. Was the Super Bowl good yesterday? And I want you to put in there, include all of it. The game, the commercials, the halftime show, maybe the party you were at. I had a great time at my family's. We're sitting there enjoying some pizza, saying happy birthday to my brothers. It was great. Include it all. Was the Super Bowl good yesterday? Tweet at us, at Matt Fontana Show, at Matt Fontana83. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33. And the thing I was going to say about the game itself, was it the 49ers lost or the Kansas City Chiefs won? And I hate, it's like just such like a, a sports talky type question, like whatever. I think the 49ers, they got shell-shocked in that game. And it's funny because, yes, they were there a couple of years ago, but there's turnover. The Chiefs felt like the team that had been there, where, I worked with Gerard Cherry for a long time, and Gerard is the best and really no better person to talk to about Super Bowls. He won 3 of them. And Gerard would always tell us, the team that understood, it was really like playing 2 games because you had such a lull of the halftime. It was so long. Momentum can shift. It's the team that understands the difference of this game. And Gerard has said that you will never play a game like the Super Bowl. And that seems like an obvious statement, but he's not talking about just the hype and whatever it means. He's talking about what the game, like the NFL is, you're on the clock. You are supposed to be here. We warm up at this time. And he goes, it's not how the Super Bowl goes. He goes, it really is sometimes the Super Bowl is the first NFL game. The game is secondary to commercial breaks, to halftime, where the game has to acquiesce to that schedule. And he goes, it's the teams that can understand that, or the teams like Gerard was on and like the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been there before and they understand that. And they kind of embrace it. Because Ryan, just sitting there at halftime, you go, all right, like you would think San Francisco is all over this. And then what happened? Kansas City scored 10, 6, and 6 in the third, fourth, and overtime. They were the team that persevered more. And it was, I think, a fun game to watch. Like, I'll tell you this, I don't usually like losing bets. I didn't hit a single bet yesterday. But it was kind of the ones where you're like, that's one game where I'm just like, hey, I'm going to throw money out. It's the Super Bowl. How can you not? And if you lose, you lose. And we did. Don't worry, we're going to win it back tonight with our Tipico boost. It's a big reason why you should be hooked up with us on Tipico. You had a bad weekend. Let's turn around some of our boosts and restock a little bit of that bankroll there. We'll get to that coming up. But you felt like the 49ers just didn't put him away, right? That was the thing. If you're going to keep these guys hanging around, and if you want to put that on Brock Purdy, I guess, like, it's tough for me to see how it played out and not believe, yeah, the more experienced Super Bowl winning quarterback went and won the game. I'm kind of over the Mr. Irrelevant thing. They drive that to an nth degree.
Well, of course they do.
I know, but can we just move on? We all know he was the last pick in the draft. I know that. Everybody knows that. Everybody get pissed off about how much they showed Taylor Swift or not? How'd that go? Okay. All right. I have a grievance. The fact that they panned right to her right after the touchdown. I'm not saying not get to her, but I don't care. Like, I think Taylor Swift was a fun storyline this year. I'm all for Kelsey and her. It'll blow up if they get engaged this offseason, all that. It really never bothered me.
Are you an Ice Spice fan?
Who is that?
The girl she was with.
Oh, I didn't even know.
You don't
I know
you don't know
nothing.
Who Ice Spice is?
No.
What?
I know the Spice Girls, which ironically was a very funny commercial there with David Beckham and Posh Spice.
Ice Spice, she was with Taylor Swift. She got like the orange hair.
I saw her. I don't know who she is. I saw her.
She's a famous rapper. She's pretty. She blew up.
She can't be that famous.
Then the last year, she really blew up.
Is she a Taylor Swift? Like, is that how she got famous?
No, but they do have a song together, I think.
Oh, okay. Everybody's got a song together. Everybody's got a song together. We'll talk halftime show coming up in a little bit too, but I didn't like that they panned right to her right after the touchdown. I was all for. I don't care. Like, I don't really care. But the fact that they panned to her right after the touchdown, I was like, I want to see these guys celebrate. You walked off a Super Bowl. You walked off on a Super Bowl. That's my only grievance. I don't really care. But for all the Taylor Swift anti-people, you don't got to worry about it for 8 months because we don't get more NFL games coming up. Other things from the game, I sit there and people are going to instantly say, okay, it's the quarterback. And we know that, and we know Deshaun Watson is here for those reasons. And it's like, it's one of those things about Watson that I actually have a lot of confidence in. And that's the elevation of players. I talked about that with Mahomes, where I said, I think Mahomes is a little bit like LeBron, where he grabs these other guys, this group of, I don't want to say nobodies, but they're Jags. They're just guys, right? They're just a guy. And he goes, I will make the plays. I will shoulder this load. I'll rush for some when I need to, but I will be the guy to elevate that. I actually have that belief with Deshaun Watson. I believe Deshaun Watson can get to that level of the elite where I'm going to take this group and we're going to make something out of it. Now, the funny thing is, compared to some of the skill players for the Kansas City Chiefs, you can make the case the Browns are in the same level. I would never say that Njoku is the same as Kelsey or that Jerome Ford is the same as Isaiah Pacheco, but a healthy Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, you kind of see where I'm going. So he's got a good base. But that game just continues to prove the importance of the NFL of having elevation quarterbacks. You have guys that will take a group and say, I'm going to be the one that pushes us over the edge. And Patrick Mahomes makes up for a lot of deficiencies. He makes up where he does not have all-pro players at a bunch of positions. He had Travis Kelce on a down year, frankly, from a lot of metrics, one of the worst of his career. Didn't matter. You still went out and won the freaking Super Bowl. And what the defense did, I don't want that to be lost either. And there were fluky plays, a fumble here, block kick. Okay, that is part of a game. But that is the one thing where as nervous as I am about having to run through Patrick Mahomes, I look and I say, at least the Browns have done what the NFL is set up to do. You find an elite quarterback and you say, this is now your job to take this group and push them over the line and get them to where we need to go. I believe Deshaun Watson can do that. I believe that he can join this group of guys that I would look and I would say they are elevators at the quarterback position. And it's not just Patrick Mahomes. I think Joe Burrow is that. I think Josh Allen is that. Lamar Jackson might actually be the best of them all because he does more than anybody. But again, he lost an AFC Championship game, so he didn't go to the Super Bowl. but there's a group. It's not just like one guy. And I think it can be synonymous with elite. I think you can change out the word elite for quarterbacks that are elevators of the people around them. That's got to be Deshaun Watson. It's got to be. And again, if you start with a base of already have a semi-good team, that just helps you to say, all right, our quarterback is going to take these up. Like, I really think Patrick Mahomes had a team down here and he took them all the way up here, right? I want the Browns to start here and have Watson only have to take him up that far. That's the dream. That's the goal. Like, okay, could you imagine Patrick Mahomes on the Cleveland Browns? It'd have been even easier for him. Could you imagine if he had the defense that we had? There was no receiver in his group that's even close to who Amari Cooper is. And I know they had to deal with injuries on that offensive line. I mean, I guess I'd probably make the case that KC's O-line was better than ours when it's all said and done due to the injuries and whatnot. But still, like, dude, that's what I'm saying. I think the Browns, having the roster they have, you got to look at Deshaun Watson and say, dude, you got to do that. That's what we're asking you to do. And it's not out of the realm. I really don't think it is. The other big thing from the Browns, I tweeted this out over the weekend from Jeremy Fowler. It's no shocking breaking news at all in any stretch of the imagination that Jeremy Fowler believes that the Browns will eventually get an extension done for both Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. Now, I tweeted out that I thought it could happen soon. From Fowler, expect contract extensions to occur for Cleveland Browns coach Kevin Stefanski and general manager Andrew Berry sometime this offseason. Both have matching 5-year deals that are set to expire after this upcoming season. They performed well this past year to execute a playoff push, and all signs point to them being in Cleveland for the foreseeable future. That is in no way any sort of breaking news. Everybody knew that they were going to get the deals done at some point this season. Now, friend of show, Jack Duffin, OBR, I said soon, and Jack said, well, wait a minute, you might need to pump the brakes there. A lot of these deals can get done somewhere around June, sometime in that lull when they go on their break. My only thing would be, we all know what's going to happen. We all believe that they're going to get these extensions. Why wait? Why wait? You've got this wave of momentum going with winning coach of the year. You're going to get asked about it ad nauseum in the combine in a couple of weeks. You're going to get asked about just nip this in the bud and get it done. And I think there's certainly contracts with millions of dollars at play. They got to get it figured out. Did you bring the conspiracy thing over here? The sounder?
The button? No.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get that over here.
I know. I need more button selections.
I know. We need to bring it over. What if this... Everybody's all up on the stadium moving and all that. Like, do they want this Stefanski? Like, I tried to make a comparison of something like, there's PR moves to be had, and they're very smart over there, and they know what they're doing. Would it be good or bad for the extensions to come out somewhere around the news of that stadium? Maybe if something happens there? I don't know. I was trying to connect dots that are maybe unconnectable. Maybe they have nothing to do with one another. But what are the biggest stories with the Cleveland Browns right now? Potentially moving the stadium, and we're waiting for these contract extensions. Is there something to be... a little misdirection in all this? I don't know.
What would be the the end goal?
I have no idea.
The misdirection.
I don't know. Because it's just game playing. It's just game playing. And the one thing, and I know people really kept jumping on this over the weekend, and there's been a lot more reporting out of the Browns, stadium situation, that move. One of the most powerful things that either side will have is the public opinion, right? The public is going to fund some of this with our tax dollars. And you're, in a way, you're represented by the city, right? The Haslams, they're trying to get, here's the weirdest thing. I sit here as a tax-paying citizen in the city of Cleveland. I want to give the Haslams some of my money. Not all of my money, but some of my money to help get this done. The conduit through that is the city of Cleveland. I can't just walk up to Jimmy Haslam and say, hey, man, here's $10. Good luck with the stadium. Here's $5. Do your best. The conduit is the city. So they're going to have to gauge how it feels. And I know they still have a budget. There's just so much that has to get figured out in all this. But don't forget that the court of public opinion is a big part of these negotiations. And I just wondered if there was any connection about them holding out for these extension announcements while also trying to play this game in the stadium. I don't know. Am I crazy? Is that loon? Is that out there a little bit? You can tell me. It's all right.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen
Am I grasping at straws a little bit on this, maybe?
There's been crazier stuff happen.
Oh, there's been crazier things said on this show. Trust me. But I'm thinking about the big stories going on with the Browns right now. And we're all waiting. I don't want to say we're all waiting on the extension because it's going to get done. I don't feel any.
What are you feeling? 3 years?
So, okay, that's another. I'm glad you said that. Because the anti-Stefanski crew, which I have basically barred from the rest of 2024, they're not allowed to say anything until 2025. I got tweets of like, oh, why? Extend the misery? What misery are you talking about, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry? The amazing job that they have done. Are they perfect? No, but they're pretty damn good at what they do. People are asking that about, well, what kind of extension would you get? Because they still have the 1 year left on it. So if you did a 3-year extension, and you got to remember that coaches' contracts necessarily aren't all the same as player contracts. Not like they get like a signing bonus, or maybe they do. I don't know. But you could tack it on. The thing about coaches' contracts is this. It is the length that everybody wants to point to because that means security. And you're right, Ryan. With whatever deal gets done, that will be a semi-statement on how the Haslams and Paul DePodesta feel about Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. Because if they get a 5-year deal, which I think had they won a Super Bowl, yes, you'd be getting a 5-year deal. For me, I do think it's a 3-year deal. I think it's 3 years tacked on to the one that we already have and getting them that extension. I think that's fine. So they're here for the next 4, and hopefully you redo that deal and all that. But the Browns have to guard against themselves, too. They don't want to be giving out free money, and they want to make a deal. And the one thing, and I'm not trying to take a shot in this at all, the Haslams know about coaches' contracts because that's the one thing that they've handed out the most of. And that's the one thing that they've had to pay the most. And I've given the Haslams credit for this a long time, and I'll continue to do it. They have paid for their mistakes. They have never once not paid for it. At one point, multiple times, frankly, in their ownership, they've had 3 different coaches on the payroll still. Paying out this coach while this guy's still here, like whatever. So if anything that they know, it's coaches' contracts. Me personally, even as a big Stefanski Berry supporter, I'm fine with a 3-year deal. I'm fine with that extension and tack it back on. Because there still is so much to prove. And that's where this year, with even the Watson contract and all that, I mean, there's just a lot to unpack. There's a lot riding on this season, as we know. But that deal will get done. And I didn't know if there'd be some, I'm grasping at stuff here. I'm like, well, is there a connection between the stadium? They want this PR out now. They want that. I don't know. So I think it could be soon, but it could be June, July. I don't know. But it'll get done. There's no way they're going into the season. That's kind of my thing is when it's that easy to know that you're getting the extension, why not do it now and save them from having to deal with a bunch of questions at the combine and a bunch of this and a bunch of that and whatever. So I think that's why I hopefully would get it done sooner rather than later. We know there's no salary cap. I mean, they gotta file their taxes. They got money they gotta spend and put in escrow and all that. I'm sure they have money. People are saying, hey, we'd like to get this done. Maybe we can apply this back to, I don't know how that goes. But we'll see. And the deals will get done. But I just think that, you still like that reassurance. As much as you, me, and everybody feels like, without a doubt, they're getting the deal. Hearing that from Jeremy Fowler, we all know. It just feels good that we're going to have an extension here. These guys know that their future is pretty secure here in Cleveland, which I love. All right, we got plenty more to talk about with the Super Bowl coming up. Our Twitter question is up, at Matt Fontana Show. Actually, I got to hit the retweet on that.
It's looking like early they like the Super Bowl.
Okay, and that's why I'm asking everybody. Like, we want to know everything. Like, again, commercials, halftime, the party, all of it. All of it is all-encompassing here when we talk about, did you like the Super Bowl yesterday? Vote on that. I got more to talk about when it comes to the halftime show. We got plenty of the commercials. I think I have the reason why the commercials suck. Would you say the commercials sucked?
Most of them did.
Most of them did.
Well,
I wanted my movie trailers. I got my Deadpool trailer. That was probably the one I was most excited about. That Dunkin' commercial with Ben Affleck was just cringy, which was, I think, the funny point of it. That Jesus foot washing one was a little trippy for me. Where did they get $14 million for a minute commercial?
I don't like that, Matt.
You didn't like it?
I don't like that.
The subliminal messaging of the
stay out of football.
Well, it's funny because it's not funny, but yeah, I mean there are lines that the NFL, like even in Deadpool, did you watch the full trailer online, by the way? He opens it by taking a shot at Disney. Like Deadpool doesn't fit what Disney does. Now he's in the MCU. He's gonna have to change a lot of things, I'm sure. But yeah, those commercials, like there's lines that you can't cross. The most powerful thing about marketing is this. Do you remember what product they were actually hawking? Do you actually remember what the commercial was trying to get you to buy? Can I tell you one that actually did stick with me? Was the Dove commercial talking about women in sports and like the youth and how body shaming and all that kind of stuff can get a lot of young girls to stop playing a sport. I don't know. That one stuck with me for some reason. So Dove, I remember that was Dove. Duncan, I remember because it was cringy and all over Ben Affleck's shirt. That's the kind of stuff you need. I'll tell you this one. The Jenna Ortega commercial, it was for chips. I don't remember what chips it was.
I
had no idea what those chips were. No idea what those chips were. None of them. So we'll talk about the commercial. I got a reason. I think I have a stone cold lock reason why these commercials suck. We'll get to that coming up in hour 2. We got plenty coming up. Morning update. And Ryan, we got it tonight. The Cavs. Yeah!
Gotta hop back on the horse tonight.
We need some bet credits. I'll tell you that. As friend of show, we need some bet credits rolling here. So get signed up with our friends at Tipico. I had multiple people yesterday text me, go, what's your code, Matt? And I said, Fontana 100. Now, I told them the rules. You have got to deposit and bet $25. But I said, do it on whatever you want. Get in on the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Bring that up in the morning update, by the way. I got to take on that guy. Thank you very much. I go, get your bet on whenever you want, and then you get your bonus bets. And hopefully use some on the game. But if you've not used it, and I'm telling you, you're waking up this morning, you're logging into maybe a different sports book app, that's fine. We know they're out there. And you see those credits down, and you go, all right, we need some credits here. Get some free ones on us in Tipico. Go to the app. Download the app, Tipico. Did I need to spell it off? Tipico. Tipico. That's it. You download the app, you sign up, deposit and bet, and there's a code. It says promo code right there. Fontana 100. Deposit and bet $25, and with that code, you get $100 in bonus bets. You can use it right here on our beautiful Cavs parlay for tonight. Ryan, what do we got?
All righty, Matt. Max Strus to record just 4 rebounds. You love that one tonight.
Easy.
Donovan Mitchell to score 20 points. He could do that in his sleep.
Yes, walking 20-pointer.
And then tell him why you like the over here, 229.5.
5 out of the last 7 games between the 76ers and the Cavs have hit the over. Now, the other thing is, the Cavs are on a pretty under streak. They're due for an over, and I love the 225. And in fact, 5 out of the last 6 games for the Cavs, the under has hit. Now, I will tell you this. Of the 225, this is the 3rd lowest in that streak, and a few of those unders would have hit still. So I like the 225. We're going to talk a lot of Cavs. Or 229, excuse me, 229. I like it. I think they're due for an over game. But here's my other point. I think they want to bury the 7. I think this game tonight at home, which also helps a lot, because the Cavs this season, over-under at home, they are at home 12-13-1, which you would say is that's not great. But it's better than them on the road. Philly on the road, 15-10 hitting the over. Now, I know it's different without Joel Embiid, but I think there's going to be some overplay tonight. I think they want to bury the 76ers. I want to talk about the wine and gold coming up. Our boost will be up at Tipico. Get signed up with that. And Monday on Big Play, folks, one of our biggest days. So we kick things off 9 to 11 every single morning. Tonight, we got, tell me, everybody, right? Big Play, Cleveland show. Come get some, Blake and Greg Williams. And Hanford Dixon.
And Booby gets
All right, we got Booby's World tonight. Perfect.
It's going to be a long day for me, Matt.
It's going to be a long day for young Ryan over there. We got it all for you right here on Big Play, folks. Follow us on Twitter at Big Play. Like the YouTube channel. All of our shows are there. Monday, of course, our biggest. I can't wait to hear what Blake and Greg have to say about that Super Bowl. So it's all lined up for you right here at Big Play. Let's catch our break in the morning. We'll tell you about Tipico again. Get signed up to get those bonus bets. We got wine and gold lining up for you. And I'm going to tell you why the Super Bowl commercials suck. I feel really good about this take. I feel like it's so true, Ryan. Okay. I'm going to fix it for everybody.
Okay.
We'll do that in an hour or two. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. I love Reflux tweet. He goes, everybody's talking about the Super Bowl. He goes, the Cavs have won 9 straight and 17 out of their last 18. I loved it. The Cavs, baby. This isn't a shot at the Browns. Our hope for a championship. Well, it's just because of the season that we're in, but here we are. Cavs back in action tonight. It's talking a little wine and gold right here on the Fontana Show. Welcome back. We're on Big Play. Dude, Reflog is just a machine.
Yeah, I don't know
when it comes to the memes and everything, he's the best. But anyway, Cavs back in action tonight. We'll get into some of the trends tonight as they do take on the Philadelphia 76ers. It is a 9.5 point spread tonight.
Yeah,
which obviously we know they don't have Joel Embiid. And I do think I'm going to watch tonight's game just to see, like, who the 76ers are. Like, yeah, we had to go through an injury time without our top guys and all that. Do you really know why I want the Cavs just to smush them tonight?
I hate the 76ers more than probably any team in the NBA.
You know, they're kind of, it's like...
And it's all because of Joel Embiid, to be honest with you.
Is it really?
For me, it
Why?
Because he's a foul merchant. He's annoying as hell.
The foul bitching is getting annoying. Him and Luka, and yes, there's an element of that I don't subscribe to. You know, Embiid, I don't know. He doesn't bother me like
oh
like
my God, he's annoying.
That's a great question. Who's the most annoying player?
It's Joel Embiid.
Right? I think it's Luka. I really do think it's Luka.
No,
he annoys me more.
No, Luka's him.
Draymond Green. So on Saturday night, I sat down. Thank God, my wife took the baby, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go down and have a beer and watch the game. So I was watching the Suns and Warriors game.
Dude, oh my! Like I
got the Suns. What did I say? The Suns and the Warriors.
Yeah.
And I'm watching that game. I took the Suns minus 1.5 live. Like, come on now, what are we doing? Damn you, Steph.
No, Steph appreciate him while he's playing.
I know.
Appreciate him while he's playing. Nobody in the world's doing what he's doing.
Is it bad
nobody in the world
that when Steph caught that, I go game over? Yeah. Like as soon as I saw, because Beal went to try to steal it, and when Steph got in his hands and he was able to square up, I go, it's over. It looked good as soon as he let it go. I go, God bless him.
He's still the best point guard in the league.
He's so good. But then Jokic and Draymond just going at each other, whatever. And Embiid doesn't, I don't know why, he doesn't bother me quite to the level of some other players in the league.
He's up there. Like, he passed James Harden.
James Harden was, very cringe.
I was never that annoyed by James Harden. Joel Embiid's a different animal.
Fine. And we know he's out. I want the Cavs just to, decimate the 76ers tonight. For some reason, I believe, and this is just me, and it's probably wrong to do, I feel like that would send them off into the spiral. They're already there, right? You lose Embiid, but the thing is, I believe the 76ers are like, all right, we can rally around this, or we can, Tyrese Maxey's still a damn good player. They have some good players on that team, right? Like, all right, let's go. No, I want to send them off into the abyss. And they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They beat up on a lowly Washington team, and they only barely covered that, by the way. I want them so badly to just get smashed tonight by the Cavs. And then the Cavs to have that little bit of momentum. I'm going to call it for what it is, Ryan. I think tonight's game is a signaling of the change here in the Eastern Conference. When this season started, you knew the teams that were the favorites. We've all gone through our trials and tribulations and all that. And I know the 76ers aren't they're without Joel Embiid. And if he was in there, I'd feel better saying this. Ryan, I can do this because I'm a fan. I'm going to watch tonight's game. I want the Cavs to smoke them and send a message to the rest of the Eastern Conference. And that's crazy for me to say, is it not? What did I just say? We've won 9 straight, 17 out of 18, and I still don't feel like anybody gives us some respect.
I don't even know how that makes sense. I don't even understand how we're doing what we're doing.
And I still don't think nobody is on alert about the Cavs. I want them just to smoke them tonight. Now, again, what do people? I was out without Embiid. What do you want to do? You're at home. We took the over for this game. I feel like the Cavs could put up 140 tonight. I'd love that. I'd love it. Just another blowout for them. And that's the crazy thing about the Cavs. They've been blowing teams out. And again, it's different because it's, Toronto, believe what you want, Brooklyn, whatever. But I think tonight is a big game for me of just kind of sending off the 76ers. I don't want them to stick around. I don't want them to have any belief and faith that they can make this work. And also, yes, standings are still important to me. And we talk so much about the importance of where the Cavs sit and getting that seeding and all that kind of stuff. Ryan, I look at tonight's game. I just want them to smoke the 76ers. There's a little sports hate for me in this game. There is.
Yeah, well, I mentioned this when we were playing the 76ers earlier in the year. Like, to me, the games that I watch, maybe it just happens to be the ones I'm really focused on, but the 76ers were like our kryptonite for a while. It felt like no matter what, even if we were the better team, had the better lineup going on the court that day, like somehow we always just found a way to lose that game. But that was obviously with Joel Embiid. But yeah, no excuse to drop this game playing as hot as you are. Really, I feel like all you really have to worry about is Tyrese Maxey and maybe is Buddy Hield going tonight?
We haven't got the injury report here.
But even then,
Mo Bamba better play tonight.
But even then, I
love his song.
You do?
Yeah, Mo Bamba. Yeah, Sheck West. Hell yeah, man.
Oh, my gosh.
What's more famous, Mo Bamba the basketball player or Mo Bamba the song?
The song.
Yeah, I think so, too. I love his song. He's questionable for tonight. Batum has a hamstring. Covington, Embiid, and Melton are all out. Who did you ask about?
Buddy Hield, because of trade.
Oh, I'm assuming he'll go tonight. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. Yeah, I got a prop for Buddy Hield, so... Or not a prop, but like one of the websites, actually one of the analytic websites, they project 14 points tonight. Buddy Hield. I forgot Kelly Oubre was on that team too. Here's their projection for tonight. You want to look at it? Tobias Harris, 19. Oubre, 18. 14 for Buddy Hield, and 26 for Tyrese Maxey. Bodes well for the over, doesn't it?
Yeah, Jesus. Do they have the Cavs winning?
Okay, so again, this is a website. I don't want to tell you what website, but it's a website that I look, and they do this thing where they always run the simulations. So here's what it is. They project the Cavs to win 122.6 to 113.6.
Oh, then the over's hitting.
The over, and then Philly will cover the 9.5 is this projection. Do you want the Cavs projection for tonight?
Yeah.
Player props. All right. 11 for Karras, 16 for Allen, 25 for Mitchell, 16 for Garland, 10 for Strus, 15 for Mobley. That's their projections as they do. They run these simulations and they go. But it's like, you can't really, I don't know. Like, they project Amani Bates to score 0.1 points in this game. So it's like they run the simulations through of guys that you know are not even going to play in this game. You know what? Gosh darn it. We got our boost in. Can you remind me? We need a little Sam Merrill magic in one of our boosts coming up.
Yeah.
We should have put him in this one. Damn it. It's already up. Typico. Use that code Fontana 100 when you sign up and get it there. Give me a little Sam Merrill tonight. Can I look a little over-under for Sam? Quick. Here we go. 3-pointers made. Oh, he's not up there. Damn it. Points? No. That's all right. We'll have to ask our friends at Typico because we got some pull with Typico. We got to get a little Sam Merrill action going on there. We'll see how it goes. Back to the Super Bowl. What do you think of Andy Reid getting shoved by Travis Kelce? Dude, okay. You're going to clip this and send it out, and I'm going to get a lot of people in Cleveland pissed off, and including Cleveland Heights, okay? I think Travis Kelce's a great player. I think he's getting caught up in the Taylor Swift
I
stuff.
do too, no, 100%.
I think he's getting caught up.
Dude,
I think he's getting caught up.
No, you know,
he shoved his head coach, and I don't say elderly man. I'm not trying to put that on Andy Reid. I mean, he shoved him.
No, that wasn't cool.
What I'm saying, the offense was not going well, and he was really pissed off in the one deep throw from Mahomes where he was standing here going, throw him in the football. He shoved his head coach.
Nah, people sit here and tell you, they'll be like, oh, don't be soft, don't be, the P word, don't be a little baby about, like, no, dude, like,
Ken mentioned it this morning. I got to tell you, Ken Carr mentioned this morning. We're having a different narrative. They lose that game. You're going to look at Travis Kelce. What's the matter with you?
You don't do that. But
what's the matter with you?
Back to your thing about the Taylor Swift.
I think he's getting caught up.
When he sold his soul to Pfizer, Matt, that's when it. No. I need the conspiracy button because that's what happened. I'm telling you, dude.
Ryan, there's only one person on this show and in this room that can control the conspiracy theory button getting over here. I'm sorry to tell you. I hate doing that because I want to be able to help in any way that I can and do all that and all the technical stuff. I don't know how to do that.
He sold his soul for Pfizer.
Yeah, when people have advertising opportunities and it's something that you align, sure, fine. Okay, we'll take your advertising here on the show, by the way. DMs are open, by the way.
Not
and I'm
Pfizer.
being 1,000%. That's fine. Ryan doesn't want to do Pfizer. That's fine. No problem. We'll take your advertising. We're wide open on the DMs.
That was the flip in the switch.
I mean, here's the thing. It was inevitable for that to happen. For as big as this all was, and granted, they won, and Kelce and her are, there's video, and it seems like I will tell you this, it seems legitimate. And I'm happy for them. Like, the one thing I didn't want this to be was a sham. I didn't want this to be some made-for-TV thing. It seems like they really do love each other. That's great. I'm all for that. You see the party, them dancing during this and that, all that kind of stuff. Like, good for them. But
they're playing a dangerous game, Matt.
I think he has gotten caught up just a little bit.
They're playing a very dangerous game.
Why?
Because it's all fun and games now, and I got my conspiracy hat on, but I'm just saying it's all fun and games now until one of them comes out and advocates for a certain somebody to be president, then it's all going to go downhill.
Well,
it's all fun and games now.
I'm sure that they are smart enough. Here's the thing. We in this society have really kind of lost our way in respecting other people's opinion, especially mine on Jane's addiction. Did you see that? Oh, my God. There were people that were trying to tell me how I should like music, okay? I had somebody that I'll tell you this, I got hooked. And I got into this conversation. And this guy, and shout out to Edwin, man, because you want to know the honest truth? I think I blocked him before, and then I unblocked him. And he tried to get me to list my Mount Rushmore of bands so he could tell me if I had good musical taste. And I want to go, bro, it's my musical taste. It's whatever I like, okay? And I just didn't think Jane's Addiction would go to the rock roll. I digress. The problem is that they are free-speaking Americans. Just like you, just like me, we can say whatever we want. And the thing is, you're right. Whatever they say, people carry that weight. They should be allowed to say what they want. In reality, just let it. You don't even want that smoke. You don't even want it. The prior place that I worked, I loved how they adopted when it comes to politics. We don't talk about it. And it's not that I put my head in the sand. This is truly my opinion on it. You out there, me, Ryan, whatever. We are voting Americans. You get one vote, and I get one vote. I'm probably not going to change your vote, and Allegedly. You're probably not going to change mine. That's a whole nother story that we don't need to get into, okay? That's fine. Vote as please. That's fine. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of issues that I go back and forth on, conservative and liberal. There's back and forth that I go on things. I truly see myself as an independent. I'm not going to be telling you who to vote for at all. But anyway, they should be able to do that. They probably won't. So I would say, yeah, probably stay away from them. But it'll cool off. She's going back on tour. He'll just kind of hang out. They got the Super Bowl. Is she going to be on the Super Bowl parade?
Probably.
Did you put her in the route? You have to, right? She's got to be on the bus.
You got to have mad security.
Dude, the security around them is crazy. It is crazy to see. I mean, I get it.
Presidential
security.
Oh,
I get it. Trust me. I understand it. And yeah, I'm all for it. But him shoving Andy Reid the way that he did, that
was messed up.
Dude, I was like, you're getting a little caught up. And I know he gave that speech on Saturday that everybody.
But if somebody did that to Belichick.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, it's not Andy Reid's fault. If Patrick Mahomes not throwing you the football, go shove Patrick Mahomes. Go yell at Patrick Mahomes.
No, Travis was a bum for that.
Well, and I think he gave that speech on Saturday that supposedly had people, crying. And if you won the game, it's because, all right, let's call it for what it is. He kind of looks like he thinks he's the guy. He's the leader of the team, as you should. So the leader's got to do this. So the leader's got to do that. Shoving your head coach the way that he did, I didn't like that.
I didn't like it one bit.
I didn't like it. And I'm sure he'll apologize, and they'll be able to hide under the guise of, we won the game and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that didn't fly for me.
No, I didn't like that one bit.
I didn't like that. I thought that was a little weak. I thought it did. And again, like Kelsey, they didn't even really use him that much in the game. They focused on him a lot. Sure, Romo just I had a lot of people hating on Tony Romo. I know you hate him already. I don't think he had a strong game.
We could talk about this for 2 hours.
I don't think he had a strong game.
He doesn't understand that what he gets paid to do is to tell me what happened in the game, not what you think is going to happen, not what you want to happen, not your wildest dreams and imaginations for what's going to happen. Like, dude,
I just got one thing on Romo.
Shut the hell up and just tell me what you're seeing.
Stop saying Jim. Stop. We all know that you are Tony Romo and that he is Jim Nantz. Stop saying his name. He keeps saying, well, Jim, you know what happened right here? Just say, you know what happened here was, hey, Jim, what did you think of that? Or Jim, that. He just incessantly says Jim Nance's name, and it drives me up a wall.
Well, Jim, I didn't like this play call.
Exactly. Well, Jim, what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Well, Jim, I know Patrick Mahomes darted it and threw it 40 feet above his head, but the receiver should have jumped for it. Like, shut up, dude.
Did you watch the SpongeBob one at all? The Nickelodeon one?
I
had a couple people say that was pretty good. I thought people were pretty good on that.
It was way better. It was funny. Like when Christian McCaffrey fumbled it, Patrick was like, "You got to firmly grasp it."
That's they have that all dialed up. Somebody in the truck was like, "Please God, let somebody fumble this football. Firmly grasp it." That was the one where, and this thing, I know exactly the episode when Squidward got hurt and they took him jellyfishing and he slams it through his hand. Firmly grasp it. They were waiting like, "Yes, we got the fumble. Play it." That goes back to our Twitter question. It's all encompassing. Ryan, what did you think of the Super Bowl this weekend?
I hated it personally.
Really?
I didn't like it one bit.
Taking everything into account, the game, Usher, commercials, etc., was it a good Super Bowl last night? 70-30 says yes. Pat says game was good, but the commercials sucked. And then we got a tweet for some crypto. We must be doing big things if we're getting crypto spam.
WooCoin?
What the pig? What the pig? We can get an airdrop to us, right? I'm sure they would not steal everything on my phone.
Yeah, probably not.
Attention, tycoons of tomorrow. Hashtag crypto. Join our SoLPig altcoin 1000x airdrop and secure your ticket to the high life. Brian, I have some bad, sad news for you. The show will be coming to an end. Because I'm on the ticket to the high life.
Yeah, well, it's all right.
With SoPig.
We'll be retired.
So
we'll be in Ibiza.
We're going to get a couple weeks left of the show in. And then when this crypto hits for me, I'm going to go ahead and take an early retirement. The show will come to an end. I'm sorry to tell you.
It's all right.
I'm on the ticket to the high life, man. I just got to click on this. They only need my bank and social security numbers.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
They don't even need my address. Those things that people are like, "Oh, what's your first grade teacher? What's your mother's maiden name?" We're like, "Oh, this is great. Let me fill this out."
People that fall for it, though.
I know. Trust me. Trust me. We got had. Did I already tell you? They stole $40,000 from my wife and I.
40,000?
They cleaned out our savings account.
40,000?
I never told you that story.
No.
Bro, let me tell you. Guess what day I noticed? Christmas Eve. No joke. So my wife and I, she works very hard. I don't work hard, but whatever.
When was this?
About 4. No, it had to have been 3 years ago because our son was born.
Oh
yeah, he was a baby. He was a baby. It was his first Christmas. No joke, bro.
40 grand?
No joke. So we were at No Names Bank. We have now since left that bank. But my wife had a checking account. I had a checking account. We had a joint savings account. And my wife, I think, had another savings account that she was using to pay off her student loans. So the smart thing that I check my banking account every so often, just, making sure that this bill came out or this and that kind of stuff. And I looked at our joint checking account and there was like $37,000 in there. And it was gone. And I look at my wife and I go, "Did you move that money?" And she goes, "Ha, good joke." And I go, "No, I'm dead serious. It's gone. They hacked it."
If somebody stole 40 grand from me, I would turn into Liam Neeson from Taken and go do whatever I can to find that.
They cleaned out my wife's savings account. I'm not saying my wife was the one that got hacked, but like they cleared out all her stuff. And we got on the phone with this bank and we were like, "Oh my God." We had the FDIC call us and we had to under oath say we did not know who did this. Because a scam or something like that got had. And they just, obviously we were federally protected. We got the money back. The next week, I walked into that bank and go, "Give me a cashier's check. We're leaving." And we went to some other bank.
You got all the money back.
Oh, yeah. We get the money back.
Okay.
Up to $250,000. You ever see that in the FDIC? Yeah. Up to $250,000. That's why if you ever get uber rich, you never keep it all in one bank. So it's a semi-smooth process. Here's the nerve-wracking thing. For about 2 weeks, we didn't have that money. Now, thankfully, we were still working and I had money and, we weren't thankfully living paycheck to paycheck. But if the car broke down or I needed that money right away, you didn't have it. So we went through all these hoops. We had to call the bank. We had to do all this other stuff. And we had to tell them, we don't know who did this. So here's the crazy thing. They'll never get that money back. Yeah. So they're just out that money, but it's not our fault. So we were insured. They deposited the money back into our bank account. Seriously, the next day I walked in, I said, "Cashier's check, close all that out."
Yeah.
And we moved over to a new bank. The shock, seriously, I looked at my phone and I go, I look at Steph and I go, "Did you move that money?" And she goes, "What are you talking about?" And I go, "It's gone. It's gone. They cleared it out." They said, can I give you the little hint on how to do it? If you ever see how sometimes when you link your bank account to something, they'll deposit a 5 cents and then withdraw 5 cents to make sure that the transaction actually went through. I looked back, lo and behold, got us. They did it 3 days before and I didn't see it.
Wow.
And that's how they knew they were in. And they took it all.
Oh, so like you don't notice them doing it.
It was like if I was really staring at it and I would have seen like, oh, hey, there was a transaction here for a cent and I didn't like pay attention to it.
I don't look at my thing every day.
I don't look at it every day either. I do more now than I did in the past, but like, dude. Plus, I got pissed at the bank and I go, how would you let somebody move that money without calling us and going, hey, somebody just moved, like, even if it was us to be like, yeah, we did move that money. Like, that's what got me pissed at the bank. Yeah. And I said, dude, you let them move that money without even calling us. There was no alert that was set on that account. So it wasn't our problem, because we got the money back. Damn. But, yeah, it happened to us. Had to clear it all out. I had to call Experian and be like, dude, my stuff is compromised. Don't let anybody take an account out, my name and all that. It's a scary world we live in. But again, sorry, this show's coming to an end. I'm getting on this SoPig.
Oh, I figured. I was like, how did we get into this?
SoPig crypto, man. I'm gone. SoPig crypto, we're gone. I'm out here. That is. All right, we got plenty to come up in the morning update. I told my wife the results of the game. She goes, it's scripted. She knew it. Do you believe in that? Is that scripted? The NFL is scripted. We got to get to that. I got to tell you why I think the Super Bowl commercials suck. We'll get to timeout. We got the morning update. What's the one thing I told you? Oh, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I got to tell you about that coming up. Plenty. Hour 2 upon us. Fontana Show presented by Tipico. Using that code Fontana100. Morning update comes your way next. All right, let's get to it. We'll react to the Super Bowl, conspiracy theories, Cavs. We got it all. And I got a hot take. I got a blazing hot take for you in the golf world. Let's get to it. Ryan's got the morning update. Take it away, Ryan.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, we just kind of wrapped up talking about the Travis Kelce and Andy Reid little shake-up there on the sideline, but I read this article, Matt. Got some comments from them. Andy Reid said, "He just caught me off balance, indicating that the contact was worse than it looked. I wasn't watching. He was really just coming over to say, just put me in, I'll score. That's what I love about him, I appreciate about him." Kelce said his emotions got the better of him. "I didn't care about my catches. I just wanted the score to be different." Kind of, I feel like an expected outcome of their comment.
He caught me off balance, dude. You about fell over.
I mean, he was screaming in your face.
Yeah, and there's emotion, and I think there's got to be a balance of Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. I mean, they're future Hall of Famers. They're both going to go, So it's like there's that relationship. I don't know, man. Like, we all want the score to be better because, like, we all played sports growing up, right? And you had that one guy or one girl that was on the team that you were like, all right, shut up. They're sitting like, oh, we got to turn this around. And all right, just make a play here. The rah-rah person on the sideline. In reality, in your head, you're like, dude, shut up. Just stop. All right, we're trying, okay? Now, the difference is, I don't know, even if that's one of your best players, right, Ryan? Do you still look at that and go, all right, we got to rally around this guy? Or in the back of your head, you go, shut up. Yeah. We're all trying here, man. Come on. We don't need you on the side. And I understand that quarterbacks and players sometimes will go up and down the sidelines. My favorite one of all time. You ever see the Peyton Manning going up to Jeff Saturday? And he goes up to him and he goes, quit calling plays. Yeah. He goes, shut up. And he starts yelling and he goes, you shut up and I will call the plays. He goes, quit calling the damn plays. That's funny.
And that's between two players,
That is different, right? And it's, again, you want to yell at Andy Reid for not... I'm assuming Andy Reid was going to put you in the game. Okay, if you're trying to go score a touchdown, I think Andy Reid wants to win. That comes off as like you think Andy Reid is trying to not win the game, or like it's not in his best interest. I don't know. I mean, they're going to play it off. They won, so that'll be just, a footnote in the history of the game and that kind of stuff. But I get it. Kelce's a bit of a fiery guy. I think the fireness has gone to a different level because of Taylor Swift, but I digress.
Alrighty, well, before we move on from the Super Bowl, Matt, I wanted to ask, did you see Joe Biden's tweet after the Super Bowl?
No.
All right, I'm about to put it on the screen. It made its rounds.
I saw Donald Trump's, though. Did they both say Kansas?
So Joe Biden, I put that up here on the screen. It says, just like we drew it up, and it's a picture of him with the red eyes. That started with the crypto memes. And it was very interesting. People were like, oh, did Joe have Chiefs money line? I've never seen a president actively tweet something like that.
Did he know the script?
That's what I'm saying.
Did he know the script? I don't know. I mean, they all send out the congratulatory tweet, and they'll have them at the White House, and some guys go, some guys don't go, and that's fine. Do whatever. Like, the political state in this country is certainly an interesting one as we enter this year, and we know the importance of this, the importance of that. I don't know. I mean, that's a weird one. That's a little bit of a weird one. So it's important to have the right people run your social media when you've got that many followers. All right, I don't want to spoil my commercial take, but I think tweets like that, stick around for my take on the commercials. We get to that in about 10 minutes, so.
All right. Well, Matt, let's go to the Cavs. Let's have some fun, baby. They are on an absolute tear right now. Still sitting second in the Eastern Conference, Matt. And I got a feeling, Matt, every day that the Cavs keep racking up these wins, it might have seemed unimaginable just a few weeks ago. But, Matt, I mean, to be fair, we're heading towards the All-Star break right now, playing our best basketball. How, in your opinion, far out in realm of possibilities is that one seed?
I'd love it as much as the next guy. Where are we at today? Are we still 4 back?
Five
Back. And I go back to the NBA strength of schedule. And I pull this from Tank. Okay. Is this the one that I want? Okay, you want to do that? This might be a better indicator. This is the strength of schedule from ESPN. I think it's just strength of schedule. It's not like I was looking for like the the BPI and that kind of stuff. I don't know. This is strength of schedule remaining as far as the percentage for your team. Like, I'll put it this way. The opponents that you're playing, this is their cumulative record. The Cavs on the way out, the teams they face are below 500. A 48% winning percentage. That ties us for Washington for the 6th easiest schedule on the way out. Boston has the 7th hardest schedule on the way out. Their opponents are at 51% winning percentage. Golden State has the hardest, then the Lakers, Memphis, Dallas, New Orleans, Oklahoma City, and then Boston is tied with Houston. How many games left do we have with Boston? Let me pull that up on Tankathon. We only have 1 game left with Boston. Interesting. Boston, because again, I go to Tankathon, and they say Boston's got one of the easiest schedules remaining. Huh. This is weird. This is super weird. I don't know who to believe. Boston's toughest games on the way out. They have 1 against us, 1 against the Nuggets. Here's where you're going to need to make some hay, which could also burn you. They have 2 games against the Knicks and the Bucks. And those are teams that are obviously in the hunt with us for this whole thing. I think what bites is if we had 2 or 3 games left with Boston, I might feel better about it. I'm fine with the 2 seed. I think I'm pretty conditioned that we're going to stay there. So that's fine. The thing is, are we going to be able to hold on to that? Entering play tonight, dude, we now have a 2-game lead on Milwaukee and a 3-game lead on the Knicks. Look at this, man.
Because the Bucks, I think, have played 3 or 4 more games than us.
And they're struggling right now. Dude, let's go. Yeah, I love it. I love where this Cavs team's at, man. And especially now, you know, what did we talk about for weeks? The reintegration of Mobley and Garland. It looks damn good, doesn't it? It looks just fine. And I do think it's kind of, at this point, Mitchell's still doing what he's doing. Allen is still doing what he's doing, but I think to a little bit of a lesser extent. And then Mobley is playing just fine. I think it is a little concern about Darius Garland. Now, in the grand scheme of this is working at this point, don't mess with it, that's fine. But it's like, are you going to need him to show up again? I'm happy with how the Cavs are playing right now. And I think JB is really starting to figure stuff out every single game about how this rotation is going to work. And don't forget, you're going to need 35 from Darius Garland one night. I think he can still do it.
Alrighty, well, the Cavs winning is a lot of fun, that's for sure, Matt. But sometimes too much fun can get a little dangerous. Why? Because the waste management this weekend kind of looked like an after party in the Muni lot. Fans were getting into it, and it really is not the greatest look here for the PGA.
Okay, Brendan Gulick. Shout out to Brendan. All over the place, play-by-play guy, radio guy as well. Former Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jacket as myself. He and I are on the same page. It's too much, and it's a joke, and the PGA Tour needs to step in and do something. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, through the power of social media, turned into a party, right? The 16th green was what they had always envisioned. And my dad would tell me stories about this too, where even guys back in the day, Arnold Palmer, some of the legacy guys said, that is the future of golf, is literally putting it inside of a stadium. And that's the closest that you can get. And I know that ticket sales are through the roof, right? They had to close the gates one night. Guys jumping into bunkers. Did you see the video of the guy trying to walk up that muddy hill?
Yeah.
He's just completely like alcohol poisoning level intoxicated. You get the fights. You get the guys carrying other people out. It's too much. And I thought, okay, I understand the group that is in the 16 stadium. They're usually a bunch of 20 and sometimes even 30-somethings that got a lot of money from something, and they go in there and they get plastered. They get the dump button ready. They get shit-faced to a point that it's dangerous. And then when Sam Ryder got that hole in one, and they just start throwing, and I get that they think that was great for golf. I thought that was disrespectful because you throw all these cups, you throw all these beer bottles and stuff, and these poor workers have to go out there and start just picking them up while they're getting pelted with beer. Then you have it this weekend. Zach Johnson and Billy Horschel sitting there having to yell at people like, dude, shut up. It's golf. Go back to your shanties. I saw 2 big fat naked bikers having sex off of 17. Am I supposed to chip with that going on?
Wait,
dog?
for real?
Have you never seen Happy Gilmore?
Oh.
No, that did not.
Oh, I was like, holy shit.
I saw 2 big fat naked bikers. Was off 17 having sex. How am I supposed to chip with that going on? The PGA Tour. And now the problem is, in this war with LIV that they're in for viewership, and and whatever side you're in on all that kind of stuff. Did the PGA Tour really want to come out like the stick in the mud and telling people like, all right, we got to calm the fuck down here? But the other problem is that they have control of it. Limit the alcohol sales. And okay, I will. Have you ever snuck alcohol into somewhere that you weren't supposed to have it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The mini bottles in the socks. You know, the flask in the butt cheek. Not in the butt cheek, but like on my butt cheek.
People drink alcohol through their butts.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about like you sneak. Whatever, this is taking a turn. I didn't really want to take a turn. That's fine. But like, I know that people snuck in it, and I know that some of those people show up at 6 a.m., right? And then they run or whatever. They're full of it. They're full of alcohol all over their body to drink. And then still, some of them get in there, and they don't care that they're paying $25 for a beer or $45 for a double cocktail and things like that. And they just get hammered. They got to do something. I don't think it's a good look. And especially, you're going to have golfers that I know some of them have fun with, but like, would you want to go play in that tournament if you were a golfer?
No.
It's a signature event. So that's the problem, is that there's a lot of money on the line, and you got to keep your tour card. And for some of these guys to make it into the Masters or to do this or do that, they have to go win that, that tournament. So they have to show up. PGA Tour's got to do something. It's disrespectful. I love watching golf. I watch golf almost every weekend on the PGA Tour. So one tournament versus the other, and I like the Steve, but I will tell you this, Ryan, it's jumped the shark for me. It's too much. I don't care. And they need to limit it. And I think the PGA Tour, they're not going to do it now. This tournament only comes around once a year. And if they come out with the answer of, you want to know what? It's just one tournament. And, it just is what it is. They're going to start maybe losing some of their golfers that are going to say, you know what, I'm just going to skip that tournament then. You know what? Tournament's this weekend, the Genesis Tigers tournament. He's coming back. By the way, did we get his reveal of his new clothing line? That's happening today.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, his reveal of his clothing line is coming out today.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I can't wait to see it.
Did you see the Masters news with Jim Nantz?
No.
Tony Romo's going to do in the booth with him.
How much do you hate that?
I'm just kidding. Dude, if they put Tony Romo on the Masters, I would never watch sports again.
Well, Faldo, he's out, right? He's not doing it. Faldo's over at Live, I think.
I would.
I know.
Oh my God.
I miss Faldo. I miss him doing that. I miss oh God.
I hate
David
that
Faraday.
Such a goat in Jim Nantz is paired with that knucklehead.
Jim Nantz is the goat. Jim Nantz is the man. He's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Masters, though. It's going to be like, dude, I can't wait to bet that. I know I bet it last year.
I'm excited.
Do you know about my hit last year that I had?
No.
I had a $10 bonus bet. Now, this is before I even started working here. Is that a different sports book? I had a $10 bonus, like a free bet. I was like, it was the British Open. I'll just throw it on a guy. Brian Harmon. Brian Harmon won.
How much you win?
$900.
Whoa, 900? Woo.
I had a $10 bet.
Wow.
Felt really good.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, I'm going to be throwing some darts to the Masters for sure.
Yeah, it felt really good. Actually, I have to cash that out now. And
did you see our
was it 9 or 600?
Did you see our boy, Justin Lauer, with the Nick Chubb jersey?
I did, yeah, I did. Justin Lauer, friend of Big Play here. Yeah, Akron Zone. I did see that, yeah. Was it 9 or 600? I better get that right because I have to fill out my tax document to go send that in to pay Uncle Sam. I give him his chunk of that, by the way. But I will forever owe Brian Harmon a beer. I'll forever owe Brian Harmon a beer for winning that British Open for me. Waste Management Phoenix Open is an absolute joke, and the PGA Tour needs to do something about it. That's it for the morning. All right, good stuff. You want me to tell you why the commercials suck?
Yeah, please.
So, okay, would you first join me in the commentary that the commercials suck in the Super Bowl?
Like in general or this year?
In general. Well, okay, this year specifically, would you say they sucked?
There were some good ones, but there were some that fell short.
In general, would you say it sucked? Yes or no? It's fine. Answer however you feel.
Well, I would say it was disappointing. A little disappointing.
Would you say last year's was any good?
I don't really remember last year's.
Okay, so that tells you probably not very good. And we're not in the era anymore of the Budweiser Frogs. Or did we get a Clydesdale? I didn't even know if we got the Budweiser Clydesdale.
There was a Budweiser one.
Okay, there better have been. Yeah. It's Clydesdale thing. Here's my point. One of the things on the commercials is every year, and I know Darren Ravel tweeted this out, the money's gone up and up and up and up and up and up and up. $7 million for a 30-second spot. Do you want to know why the commercials suck? Because these companies sit down and they have all these smart marketing people and all of these smart commercial and TV people. And they sit there and it slaps them in the face that they have $7 million, that they better get that value out of it. Creativity never works in a pressure situation. So what I think is happening, because as the general fan, you and me and everybody out there, we are a case study of, am I going to go buy this product? Was that commercial so funny that I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning?
Oh, don't you give me. I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, Matt.
Show the coffee cup.
I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning.
Did you go because of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Jennifer Lopez?
No, I go there all the time without them. But I go there and they tell me, they let me spit out my whole order, and then they decide to tell me, yeah, we're not doing food right now. Like, what do you mean? First of all, why didn't you just tell me in the beginning why you're not doing food? And second of all, I was so upset, Matt. I don't have anything in my stomach except coffee.
That's tough to do a show that way. Should hit the vending machine. I want to give you a couple $2 for the vending machine.
I don't want to eat Cheez-Its and a Snickers.
Cheez-Its sound amazing right now. We digress. Do you actually buy, the whole point is that you go back and rewatch, the best one was probably the Paramount Plus one, right? That everybody was Master Chief.
Oh, don't get that song back in my head.
Creed, which was great. Got the tickets, by the way. Did I tell you I'm going?
Did?
I got tickets on Friday. Yeah,
Wow.
Did I not tell you? I didn't text you that.
No.
My sister-in-law got us tickets. I'm going to Creed.
When is that?
September, I think.
I got to hop on that.
Hell yeah, you do. I'll tell you the section. Come sit with us. I'm excited for that. Paramount Plus works because you remember, the thing is, these people sit down in these rooms and they go, we have got to be funnier than last year. We got to do something that's bigger and better. And we got to earn $7 million on this. And it just falls flat. The other thing, you got to toe lines. Okay, I get that. It's the Super Bowl. It's CBS. I mean, there's things you can and can't do. And sure, whatever, fine. I think the creativity juices on these commercials are low and not flowing because of the pressure of the money. Because they're sitting in a room realizing that their bosses spent $7 million on this commercial and it's my ass to get it up. And I know it's a group of people still. Somebody had to approve the idea. Somebody came up with the idea to do this commercial this way. And then it got approved by this person. And then it got approved by that person. And then it got presented to the people that really hold the money. And they greenlit it. And then they shot it. And then they still liked it. Then they did a reshoot. And it's still, all of that happened to make it to the Super Bowl. And it was worth $7 million plus all the money they had to spend on everything else. And it still falls flat. And I'm not going to rip any teams or anything like that. But Ryan, how much stuff comes out that did the same process? It went through 10 people's desks and got approval of this vice president, and that's it. And it comes out and you go, that is utter crap. A logo, a jersey, a TV commercial.
We need to figure out who the hell approved that scoreboard graphic.
The scoreboard, all of it. And you just go, it sucks. And the thing is, I would believe, for the vast majority of those commercials, they're asking for a 50-50 hit rate. That's it. That's all that they ask for, is half of the 50 or 60 million people watching, or however many. I don't even know. Probably more than that. And 100 million?
120.
120 million. You're asking for that, at that point, 60 million people, right? To hit on that. And I would tell you that most of them didn't even do that. Didn't even do that. And it's also...
Where the hell did Temu come from?
Well, even that stuff, because there's two schools of thought. When I see a Pepsi commercial, I don't need to be introduced to Pepsi, okay? They've been around my whole life. I know what Budweiser is. But then you have these ones that are meant to be introductions. Do you know what Poppy is?
No.
Did you see that commercial?
No.
They're the new brand of pop. They kept calling it soda, which really bothered me in the thing.
Is that the one that's good for your gut?
It's supposed to be good.
Oh, yeah.
I've known what Poppy. My wife has drank Poppy for months. We've known what it is. So I saw the commercial. I know what that is already. But they're probably an introduction to people. So they're like, oh, hey, wait a minute. Let's write that down. That's probably a pretty good thing for us. But the thing is, these commercials just fall so flat. I think because of the pressure, but it's become a spectacle. It's become and it's been that way for a long time, where the commercials of the Super Bowl and people don't leave because they want to see it. I think they've outdone themselves, where there is no creativity left. And the stress that has to be on these people that they got to earn $7 million off this commercial, they're not letting it flow. And the commercial, I'll tell you, Ryan, they sucked. The only thing that I cared about yesterday was getting my Deadpool trailer. Mission accomplished. Got it. We drove home right when the game was starting. Of course, we went to my parents' house. We got kids, and then it was bath time. I missed a good chunk of the first quarter. So
you didn't miss much.
I know, but what commercials did I miss? Let me Google this right now. Best Super Bowl commercials.
From
last night. I just want to know, just last night.
The Michael Cera one was good.
I missed that one. Everybody talked about it. It was Sarah V, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This was USA Ad Meter. According to them, these were the top 10 commercials from the Super Bowl last night. Number 1, the State Farm Like a Good Neighbor.
Because it was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Because it was Arnold. I
like
didn't actually see that. Were they shooting off of twins? I love that movie.
It was so good.
So the USA Today ad metering rating gave it a 6.6 out of 10. So that tells you how bad that was number 1.
Wow.
That was number 1. Number 2, the Dunn Kings with Damon and Ben Affleck and J-Lo. That scored a 6.5, okay? Number 3, the Kia EV Perfect 10. I did see that commercial.
I don't think I saw that one.
It was okay. 6.3. Number 4, the Uber Eats, Jennifer Aniston didn't remember who David Schwimmer was.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one? So this one gave a 6.2. I did think it was pretty funny. The whole point was Aniston, Schwimmer, and then this is where David and Victoria Beckham were in it, and Jelly Roll. And the whole point of Uber Eats was when you forget something, just get it on Uber Eats. So David Schwimmer walks up to Jennifer Aniston, and she goes, can I help you? Like, nice to meet you. And he goes, we work together. He goes, I don't know. Jelly Roll had all his tattoos on his face, and he goes, wait a minute, what's on my face? Then the other one was David and Victoria Beckham couldn't remember what they were like. Were you in the Cinnamon Girls? Were you in the Coriander Girls? The Spice Girls. And that one was funny. So that was number 4. Number 5, the NFL Born to Play. That was pretty good. Justin Jefferson.
I don't think I saw that one either.
6.2 rating was number 5. Number 6, the Dove, the Hard Knocks. That's one I remembered. That came in at number 6 with a 6.1 rating. Number 7 was BMW, Talkin' Like Walkin'. The Christopher Walken scored a 6.1 as well. Number 8, Budweiser, the old school delivery one. I didn't see it. I'm going to watch it right now. Oh, it was a minute. So 14.
I forget. What was the setting of it? Like?
So it was old school. The power goes out. And
I remember seeing the logo.
Yeah. The power goes out, they get the Clydesdales to carry the beer around.
Oh, yeah. They went like it was.
I mean, that's a sucker one for me because like the
Clydesdales. They went like the Oregon Trail.
I don't know if this is a problem, that if I should admit this or not. Do you remember the Clydesdale one about the little guy that they left behind? I cried at that commercial. I'm crying right now thinking about it. You don't remember that one?
No.
They had a little baby horse, and they like left him behind. Oh. He wasn't ready to join the Clydesdales. I cried. Oh. I'm crying right now. That was a good one. Makes me want a Budweiser, but we loved garage beer here on this show. This one, that's pretty good. Okay, so that was 8. 9 was the Verizon Can't Be Broken. Didn't watch that one. And then number 10, I did see the Doritos, the 2 old ladies that go chase everybody down. They chase Jenna Ortega. Oh my God, that was Doritos?
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, I saw it because I said the Jenna Ortega chip one. I didn't know it was Doritos. Apparently, they have a new Doritos out. Okay, fine. Those are the top 10. I think they suck. I think overall, I think the commercials sucked. I didn't think they were very good. So I think the problem is they all sit there and they say, we got all this money invested and we got to make it worth, and that's not a good way to do creativity. What do you think of Usher? What do you think? Score 1 to 10.
Well, I am not the biggest
him on the
Usher
roller
fan
skates.
To begin.
Okay,
and I didn't know that right, and I didn't know that many songs, so it's like it's hard for me to judge like going in like as somebody who was an Usher fan. So I didn't really have high expectations anyway. I didn't really care for it.
Oh, I loved it.
I didn't. Really
I thought it was good. I come from an era, and I jokingly tweeted this about underage drinking at a college party, and Usher was you'll never understand. He was massive. It was just like when I tell you about Creed, how I tell you how much you like Creed, you will never understand what it was like when Creed was actually Creed in the early 2000s. Usher was that. So we wanted all of those songs. And like any Super Bowl halftime show, it started out slow, and then I started to pick it up a little bit, and I just said, we got our payoff. I just wanted Little John. I didn't think Ludacris was going to be there. I'm glad that he showed up. I just would have been fine if they'd have played Yeah over and over and over
What'd you think of Usher getting pretty handsy with Alicia Keys?
I saw the funniest tweet from somebody. They go, Swizz Beatz sitting at home going, what the is that?
Yeah, dude, I would not be happy.
Alicia Keys is so attractive.
I know.
She's
I understand
so
it's like a stage of performance.
I know.
I don't know.
But then the funny thing, did you see Usher filed for a marriage license to his longtime girlfriend right before? It's a performance thing. I don't know. Little handsy-feely there. Alicia Keys is very attractive. She's very, very pretty. But that, like, I put it that way. If that had been my wife, and I know it's a performance, I don't think I'd be bothered. They're in a performance thing. I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
Then Usher took his shirt off, and everybody was all happy about that. What do you think of the roller skating? That was super impressive, dude. I couldn't do that. And it reminded me how good of a dancer Usher is. People talk about Chris Brown being a really good dancer, and certainly Michael maybe the best of all time. Dude, Usher's really good. He was real. I loved it. The songs. Let me see if I can find the set list here. Usher set list Super Bowl.
It seemed a lot less production than like a Rihanna or The Weeknd's was.
Well, Rihanna. Okay, so here's the funny thing. Of course, they go, hey, download Apple Music because they spent a lot of money for that. Ben Axelrod was tweeting back and forth with some people about it. Rihanna's discography is so deep. Usher started out My Way, Caught Up, You Don't Have to Call, which I was like, okay, fine. Then Superstar, Love in the Club, which a lot of people wanted Jeezy. That would have been great to have him.
See, I don't even know a song yet that you named.
Okay, and then it went to Alicia Keys. If I Ain't Got You, that was just her. Then My Boo was Alicia Keys and Usher. Then Confessions. That's when it really started. Okay, here we go. Nice and Slow, Burn, You Got It Bad, Bad Girl, Oh My God, OMG, which again, you didn't get Will.I.Am. Then you got Turned Down for What when Little John was in the fans. Then Yeah and Get Low. That's what we all wanted.
Who was the CeeLo Green looking dude?
I thought that was CeeLo.
No,
who was that?
No, that was not CeeLo Green. That was like an off-brand CeeLo Green. That was not CeeLo Green. Dude.
I don't know who that was. That wasn't Jeezy, was it? No, it wasn't.
Jeezy's white.
I know. No. You're talking about. No, I think it was him.
It was not CeeLo Green, dude.
I think it was Jeezy, is what I'm saying.
G-Eazy?
No, Jeezy.
Oh. Okay.
No, I think that's exactly who it was. I think it was.
I've never heard of Jeezy.
No, it wasn't. Somebody help us out. I don't know who that was. I'm going to Google that. See, everybody search CeeLo Green Super Bowl. Super Bowl fans mistake 3 of Usher's halftime guests as CeeLo Green for lookalike celebrities. Okay? So number 1. Okay, wait. Oh, that was Jermaine Dupri? That was? Was it really? Yes, it was. It was Jermaine Dupri. Dude, he put on a little... that's who that was?
I've never even heard of him.
I know Jermaine Dupri is. Elsewhere, Jermaine Dupri was CeeLo Green. Yes, that was it. Yep, that was exactly who that was. No. And then other people thought that Kim Kardashian, Kanye's daughter, was out there, but it was somebody else on the guitar.
Who was the woman playing the guitar?
I don't know who that is.
Was that her?
No, it was...
no, like her name's her?
Oh, it was. Yes, I guess that was her name. I don't know who that was. That's fine.
So I was watching with my friend, and he goes, "Dude, she looks like the one scene where SpongeBob's playing the guitar. He's like the wizard and zapping people. Do you know what I'm talking about?"
Will.I.Am was there.
Yeah, Will.I.Am was there.
Where did I miss Will.I.Am?
I think he was there.
He was. He was. Where did I see Will.I.Am? Why did I miss it? Did I miss him? I didn't think he was there. Hang on. Will.I.Am Super Bowl. Where is he at? I swear to God, I didn't think he was there.
I think he was there for a minute.
Oh, he was the guy that had the helmet on.
Yeah.
That's who that was. Oh, now it makes sense. Oh, that was Will.I.Am. Okay, so I like the Super Bowl halftime show even more.
I did not like
Out of touch are we? Oh, who's this guy? Wait, who's that guy? Wait, great. This is awesome. I loved it. I thought it was
wasn't my
good.
cup of tea.
I liked it. I thought it was good. I got paid off. All I wanted was Get Low was a nice bonus. All I wanted was with Lil Jon. I got Ludacris on top of that. Thought Alicia Keys was fine. Thumbs up for me. That's all I wanted. Well done. Commercial's good. I'm sorry. Commercial's bad. Halftime show, good. Game, okay. That's really my rating for the Super Bowl. All right, let's do this. Catch our final break, in the morning. Come back. We'll mistake other celebrities for other people. Who's your celebrity look like?
Oh,
I have one.
For me?
For me. No, for me.
Oh, I have one for me, too, that I get literally, like, all the time. Like, I'll literally be just at the grocery store, and somebody be like...
I had somebody walk up to me.
Have you ever been told you look like X? I'm like, literally all the time.
Actor?
Let me take off my hat.
Okay. Take your hat off. Camera on? Okay. Actor?
No. Well,
musician?
No.
Okay, what line of work?
He's like he hosts a bunch of stuff, and like he was famous on this might give it away, but MTV.
That's really. I don't know.
I want to see if anybody listening like can guess it before I give it away. Like I get this all the time.
MTV. He hosts a bunch of stuff. Not right.
I get this all the time.
You don't look like Ryan Seacrest. Not
no.
I don't know why you'd be on MTV.
Same name, but I want to see if anybody can get it. Let's give him a chance to see if anybody's listening. Yeah.
All right, everybody's looking. I
want to guess yours too.
All right. I don't know if you'll ever get it because I don't know if you've ever even heard of this guy, this actor. Do you want me to give you the hints and then we'll go to break?
Yeah.
All right. So this guy's an actor. He doesn't even act anymore. He's not been in any movies. He is a true like B-lister. But he was in a really famous film trilogy in the early 2000s. Okay. And it wasn't these movies are like they're funny to my generation because they were about our generation. Okay.
John Wick got it already.
Did he get it?
On who I was?
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if anybody else gets it. I'm stumped. I really am. So my guy, again, a B-list actor. He did some movies in the early 2000s, including a famous trilogy of movies that were like all about high school teenagers. And that might give it away a little bit on the movie.
Okay.
He was in that. And I had one time an executive from ESPN walk up to me and didn't even say a word to me. His first words out, did anybody ever tell you look like this actor? And I said, yes, I've been told that before. So here's what I want to do. You're going to have to pull the Google machine up because we'll catch a break. We'll let people guess.
John Wick got it, man.
All right, good. So then you're going to need to Google quick, and we're going to pull up side-by-side pictures for these actors and see if we're spot on or not. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, do that. Let's catch our break. When we come back, we're going to do Time Up. We're going to guess our celebrity lookalikes because apparently will.i.am was there. CeeLo Green was not. That was Jermaine Dupri. Got it figured out. We'll do it next. Wrap things up here. Fontana Show. Big play. Stay with us. All right, we'll get to our lookalikes. I certainly don't think it's Jermaine Dupri or Will.i.am, but we'll figure that out because we were mistaken. That I'm glad Will.i.am was there. I didn't know that was him in the helmet, but okay, he was there. So we'll get to our lookalikes. So yours already has been had, right? I don't know if anybody's got mine yet. I gave you some hints. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit, and we'll get to our Cavs.
Does his name start with a J?
No.
Okay.
Like the actual actor, the real name? No.
Okay.
No. So I know, what are you thinking of? Who were you thinking of?
Who did you think I was thinking of?
Who did you think you were thinking of?
Who did you think that I was thinking of?
Who did you think that I was thinking that you were thinking of?
The first dude I thought of was Josh Duhamel.
Oh, I will take that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You think I look like Josh Duhamel? I'll take that all day long.
Thank
you very much. We'll leave it at that. Stop the segment. Great job. All right, we're good. No, it's not Josh Duhamel. We'll look at somebody else. But anyway, coming up. All right, let's do timeout first, and we'll do that. 1 year ago today, Kansas City beats Philly 38-35. Who was the halftime last year?
Can't
even remember.
Kendrick Lamar?
No, last year was Rihanna.
Oh, last year was Rihanna?
Yeah, because she said she was pregnant last year.
Oh, yeah, damn.
Of course, big game on that. Philly, Kansas City coming back. It is what it is, and they win it again as well. Also, 1 year ago today, not to be spited by the Super Bowl, a report that Danny Green would be joining the Cavs for the rest of the season. Never had the impact we all believe. Like the Cavs trying to go on that run. You were so excited because you were like, hey, maybe Danny Green can help out. I don't think his knee ever came back, and he just never was the same, but it is what it is. This day, 2020, Myles Garrett was officially reinstated by the NFL following a suspension of the Mason Rudolphs. The Fracas at First Energy, as we dubbed it on a prior show here. Do you think that still carries around with Myles? Do you think people, when they see Myles Garrett, like when he won DPOY on Thursday, which does that not seem surreal too, still that he won it last week? He won Defensive Player of the Year. Did you think that outside of Cleveland and Pittsburgh, like a Philadelphia Eagles fan, a Seattle Seahawks fan, oh, that's Myles Garrett. Remember when he beat up Mason Rudolph?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
And I've
and
said
if anything,
this,
we've seen the Steelers players joke about it.
Well, and I said that about, I appreciate how it was handled by a lot of people, but Mike Tomlin,
he did a great job.
The professionalism, and I'm a giant Mike Tomlin fan for a lot of reasons. How he handled that, he could have been the one that said, this is a big deal, we're not going to let this die, and how dare he, and the professionalism that he handled with it, I really think helped smooth that over. I said that. I think Thursday night really kind of cinched Myles Garrett to go to the Hall of Fame. I think he's got to finish it out strong, but his sack numbers will continue to grow.
Isn't it nuts Patrick could retire and not even be a debate?
He's in already. He's in. Kelsey is in. I'm just trying to, not even that game, because I really think of that game. They're like, do you think Christian McCaffrey is a Hall of Famer if his career ended tomorrow?
No.
Do you think Christian McCaffrey goes?
No.
Okay. I'm thinking about players that were on. I don't know.
I don't think he would.
I don't know.
I don't think he would.
I really, I actually think he would.
I don't.
Not first ballot.
I don't know, man.
Did you see Antonio Gates upset that he didn't make it on the first ballot?
I didn't see he was upset.
Oh, no. He was like devastated. He said something that he felt.
Do you put Phillip Rivers in?
No.
Right.
I put Antonio Gates in.
Yeah.
I don't know why he isn't in. And again, Devin Hester's going, and Josh Cribbs, that's a whole other story, another follow X for the day. But it'll get up with, Myles, when they go to that meeting and they discuss the Hall of Fame candidacy, that will get brought up. I think it'll be, like, you want that 2-second conversation, and you sit it down. Because the problem is, with him winning that, when they sit down to discuss him in the Hall of Fame meeting in however many years, they're going to bring up, like, if he only won one. They're going to say he won it in a down year or he didn't deserve to win it or some kind of bull crap like that, which I don't necessarily agree with. This day, 2019, the Browns send Kareem Hunt. And obviously with what happened in Kansas City, and well, frankly, I said what happened in Cleveland, that video released from Kansas City came here. To be completely transparent with people, I said at the time, because if those who don't know, and I think most people know, there's a video of Kareem Hunt doing a horrible thing. He kicked a woman in the face. And I gave Kareem Hunt a second chance because I felt like Kareem Hunt wanted a second chance. He took accountability for his actions. He understood what he did was wrong, and he paid a price for it. So that's why I gave Kareem Hunt a second chance. When they signed Deshaun Watson, I did not give him that second chance. And people were all like, well, what's the difference? And I felt like Deshaun Watson never took accountability for the mistakes that he made. What changed for me on Watson was, somebody said to me, they go, Matt, he doesn't believe what he did was wrong. And I was like, yes, that's terrible. And they go, no, you don't understand. He doesn't understand that what he did was wrong. And that's part of the reason why he needed to go to therapy. And I'm not out here trying to sit here and say I need Deshaun Watson to come out one day and admit what he did was wrong. I think it's like the water's under the bridge. And I think through some of the channels and some of the things that I've heard is that Deshaun Watson has understood now through therapy what he was doing was wrong. Now, I don't mean to do this, but I know maybe a little more on what exactly happened than other people. And that has also changed the frame that I view things of what happened with Deshaun Watson and whatnot. That all being said, if people want a second chance and they're truly remorseful and they understand the mistakes that they made, I'm willing to give anybody a second chance. I gave Kareem Hunt that second chance, and I kind of give, I think at this point, Deshaun Watson a second chance on that too. I understand we all make mistakes. Now there's gravity to that situation. And there are people that will never give Kareem Hunt a pass. They'll never give Deshaun Watson a pass. You're entitled to that, and you're right for that. That's okay. So it is a little different for me. But also when they signed Kareem Hunt, you never got... I mean, the 1 year I feel like was the best year that you had. You felt like you could have Chubb and Hunt. It could work. But man, is he not filled in for the Browns when they needed him, especially this past year. That played pretty well. We'll see what happens to him, as far as signing coming up. An idiotic decision this day, 2013, when the Olympic Committee announced they would be dropping wrestling from the 2020 Olympics. That thankfully did not happen, and it came back in. I'm a wrestler, grew up wrestling. All my brothers wrestled, my dad wrestled, my uncles wrestled, my grandpa wrestled. It's a great sport, and the Olympics, that is a true pillar of the Olympics. You want to do rock climbing and competitive breakdancing and flag football and all that. They want to keep with the times. There are some sports, track and field, weightlifting, those should be staples because you only see them once every couple of years on that type of stage. I watch college wrestling, so I'm a little different, but to see it on that stage, to wake up to see if Kyle Snyder's going to win the gold, see what David Taylor's going to do, I enjoy watching that. So it was a stupid decision, and they thankfully flipped that on around. I got a big gap here, Ryan, because we're going all the way back to 1937. Almost 100 years ago now, Cleveland was granted an NFL franchise. We were granted what team in 1937 to begin play?
No idea.
It was not the Browns.
I figured.
It was the Cleveland. Here's your hint. They're still playing to this day.
The Cleveland, really? The Cleveland NFC or AFC?
An NFC.
The Cleveland.
This was their trajectory. Which I'm going to do it facing me, which is a little bit weird. I'll try to do it for you, okay? Cleveland is here.
Sure.
They went here, back.
No idea.
The Rams.
The Rams.
Cleveland Rams went to L.A., St. Louis, back to L.A.
Fair enough.
So the Cleveland Rams began play this day, 1937. This day, 1909, the NAACP was founded. Of course, very important. Black History Month, we are in February. This day, 1878, Harvard baseball player Frederick Thayer patented the catcher's mask. Could you imagine having to play baseball without a catcher's mask?
I was a catcher my whole life.
I was a catcher my whole life, too. I always went the goalie style. I thought those things were so cool.
And that's why my knees are the way they are.
I don't have, thankfully, they're not that bad. I have some back problems.
My ankles
The
are so
problem is you and
messed
I
up.
are taller guys. We're not made to be good catchers because we're taller. But yeah, I was a catcher my whole life. One of my parents, they bought me my own catcher's gear. I thought it was the coolest stuff. And I had the hockey style mask. I love that thing. I still got it. I'll give it to my son one day. A very happy birthday goes out to Browns legend, Mr. Doug Deacon, celebrating a birthday today. Deke shares with some other legends, including Mr. Bill Russell, former Cavalier Scott Pollard, Brad Keselowski, RG3, Abe Lincoln, Ray Manzarek of
No idea.
The Doors, Charles Darwin,
I know that one.
Gucci Mane,
I know that one.
Christina Ricci.
I don't know that one. Sounds familiar.
I mean, I know her from Addams Family, and then she was also in. Oh my God! Casper. She was in Casper, and she was in the remake of the Addams Family. Like, or no, not Addams Family. What's the one with Jenna Ortega? Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Great show. I love that.
She's in
show.
Yellow Jackets. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
RJ used to tell me about Yellow Jackets all the time, saying I need to watch it.
It was really good, and then I don't know.
I know the premise, so I would only imagine that is a pretty short-lived type TV show. There's only so much you can do, right?
It drags on.
Once they get back into society, how much more can you really do, right?
Well, so it's like flashbacks and present time. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just too much of a slow burn.
Yeah. Josh Brolin celebrating a birthday today. Mike Posner and Cleveland's own Arsenio Hall celebrating a birthday today. 2 movies for you today to guess before we get to our celebrity lookalikes and our Typico boost here. We go back to a movie that debuted this day, 2016. Your hint is, oh man, I don't want to lay this up for you, but I think I kind of have to. We got a new trailer for this series, and I was really excited about it.
Oh, Deadpool?
Deadpool is correct. Deadpool is correct. It got released to the United States this day, 2016. I love it. I love the second one, too. I think they're a great series, and I'm excited to see what this one's all about with Hugh Jackman back. All right, final one, a movie this day, 1993. This movie is surrounded about a holiday. This is not a popular holiday for a lot of people. Well, let me put it this way. It is a popular holiday, but it's not your Christmas. It's not your Thanksgiving. And this is, frankly, the only movie made about this particular holiday.
Independence Day?
No, good guess, though. But I could go back to Glory. I could go back to some war movies, sure. Good guess on Independence Day, but no. It's the only movie, literally, this is the only movie made about this particular holiday. And it came out, again, February 12th.
So it's about President's Day? Not Valentine's Day, is it?
No.
It's a holiday in February?
Yeah.
Groundhog's Day? Oh.
Groundhog's Day.
Okay.
Bill Murray's Groundhog's Day, this day, 1993. Think about it. What other movie do you know about Groundhog's Day? That's it. And it only gets brought up once a year. So there it is. Deadpool and Groundhog's Day. This day in history. All right, before we get to our boost, our lookalikes, I'm stumped.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Okay, so we talked about the Super Bowl halftime show. Then I was like, oh man, I'm upset that will.i.am wasn't there. And everybody's like, you idiot, will.i.am was there. I didn't know. And then Jermaine Dupri, everybody thought was CeeLo Green. Okay, fine. So then we started about lookalikes. And Ryan and I have both had this happen where somebody has come up to us and said, do you look exactly like X person? So you've got yours pulled up. Let me guess on you first.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've never gotten another person besides this dude.
And you said he was on MTV.
Yeah.
And now he hosts.
He hosts a buttload of stuff. Like he's on your TV probably every day, almost.
It's not Jimmy Kimmel.
No.
Oh man. The MTV thing is really.
Well, so I'll put it this way for you, Matt. You're absolutely spot on the right track of Ryan Seacrest. Your guess, like you're right on the track. Like that's
okay.
Yeah.
But from MTV, and the weird thing is, looking at you, like I can't. Oh my God. Yeah, taking your hat back off the hair. Oh my God. MTV's hosting stuff like Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, like host, I mean.
Everything.
He's probably on everybody's TV almost every day.
Okay, so he obviously hosts a talk show.
Well, not like he's
Is he a late night show guy? No.
Well, he's on shows that are air late. No, he's not like a David Letterman or a Kimmel or a Fallon. Like yeah, not like that. He's not typically like the center, like he's not going to be the center face of a show like a Kimmel or anything like that, but he's like your Ryan Seacrest type.
Holy God. Dude, I'm stumped. I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. Pull the picture up.
I'm about to put it up.
All right, go ahead.
Can you see it?
I got to turn around.
Do you know who that is?
I can't see it. Oh, Carson Daly.
Yeah.
How did I not get Carson Daly?
What do we think, America?
You look like Carson Daly. How did I not get Carson Daly? I will tell you, I wouldn't have gotten it. I would never have gotten it. That would not have entered my mind. I could see Carson.
I think
Daly.
it's the face shape. Okay. It's the eyebrows.
Yeah, that's always
and the teeth. And I think in the teeth.
Yeah. Sorry, I broke my mic here.
I get that. I mean, ad nauseum.
All right, now mine, I don't think you're going to be able to get. Okay. So I mentioned this. So I had, this was years ago. I had an ESPN executive. They were in town doing stuff in my prior job.
That's so funny.
And he literally, we were getting introduced to everybody, and they walk in and they go, "This is Matt." And the first words out of this guy's mouth, he goes, "Did anybody ever tell you look like this actor?" And I was like, "Actually, yeah, that's been brought up."
So he was in high school movies?
So there was a famous, I say trilogy, okay? The first movie is the one that everybody talks about. And there's a famous scene in this movie. It's the name of the movie that gets it from this scene, okay? And it's a high school movie, early 2000s. Are you picking up the movie I'm putting down here?
Early 2000s. And there's 3 of them?
Yeah, they've made a few of them now.
I don't know.
Obviously, they've jumped the shark on the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay. This movie came out, I think the movie came out in 1999. It did. But still, same thing. Early 2000s when it got really popular. It's about a group of friends that are all trying to lose their virginity before prom. And one of them has a girlfriend. The other guy's an athletic guy, and he goes and gets one out of the choir. And then the other guy with a band nerd.
Which one are you?
Well, do you know the movie I'm talking about?
No.
You've ever seen American Pie?
Oh, okay.
You've seen American Pie.
I see. I thought this. So, are you talking about Sean Taylor?
No,
Scott?
Sean William Scott. No. No.
The main dude, Jason Biggs.
No, not Jason Biggs.
I'm trying to think of which one. I haven't really seen the movie. Like, I obviously know American Pie.
Google Chris Klein.
Wait, if he's
Chris Ostreicher.
Wait,
Google Chris Klein. Chris C-H-R-I-S. Last name C-L-E-I-N.
Oh, see, I don't even know if I recognize him.
Really? But is that it for me?
I could see it a little bit.
I guess maybe as we've aged a little. I don't know if that's true or not. I just have had people tell me that my celebrity look-like is Chris Klein. That's who I look like.
I'd go more Josh Duhamel.
I will take that all day. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Can you pull up a Chris Klein picture for people on the stream there? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that's what some people feel. Let me put it this way. That's what that ESPN exec said to me, and then I've had other people tell me that I look like Chris Klein. You want me to lean this way?
No, you're good.
Right there.
He's up there.
You're up. I mean, I got the beard, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
a little bit
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A little bit.
That's the guy. Everybody said I look like Chris Klein.
Okay.
So that's the famous one. I'll take Josh Duhamel. I'm going to flip over to say that Josh Duhamel is now my lookalike. There it is. All right, Ryan, one last time. Yes. Typical boost. Here we go. 3-legger for tonight. Please lay it out for us, Ryan, and our boost total.
Already starting off with Max Strus to record 4+ rebounds. Donovan Mitchell to score 20+ points. He does that in his sleep. And over 229.5, Matt. They boosted that up from 297 to a healthy plus 350. Thanks for our friends at Tipico.
Log in right now like I'm doing. You scroll over. You got to scroll over one thing right here. Trending boosts. Right over. There's a tennis one, and then here's our to 330. I'm going to do a $15 payout right here. I got my cashback parlay last night, Ryan.
Yeah, I got bet credit to use tonight on this.
Cash is all the rage there. Do you want to reel our quick bracket before we wrap things up late here on the show?
Let's do it.
We got into this last week. I don't know why. Best Seinfeld episode of all time. We stumbled into that last week.
That's going to cause a stir.
We're just pissing people off. My Jane's Addiction take, the commercials, all that. I don't know why. We got into your favorite Seinfeld episode of all time. So we'll tweet that out at Matt Fontana. I'll send it at Matt Fontana 83, and then we'll retweet it from the show. At Matt Fontana Show. Follow us there. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It's all there. Check us out. We'll be back live on a Tuesday edition, 9 to 11, same time. Don't forget tonight, Hanford. Big play, big Cleveland show. And then also come get some with Blake and Greg. And Booby tonight. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. We got to fly. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.